Blue skies above Headingley, mowers in action on the square, but the ice on the covers suggests it's not quite cricket weather yet. But Yorkshire are fresh from a pre-season tour to sunny Barbados and relishing the challenge of life back in the top tier.
It's where we want to be. Last year was successful. We achieved our goal, got back in the First Division. This season we've got to back it up, and it's about competing on all levels. I believe we've got the squad and the talent here to compete with the best sides in the league.
We've identified what we need to do, as individuals and as a team to get there. As a support staff, what we can do to help our players achieve their goals, and so we're working incredibly hard at that. And we believe that if we play some real positive, aggressive cricket, that we'll give ourselves the best chance.
Yorkshire's bid to bring back explosive South African batsman David Miller may have been held up by red tape, but their #1 winter recruit, the former Durham and England pace bowler Liam Plunkett, born and bred in Middlesbrough, is raring to go.
For me, I just want to keep playing cricket. I've been injured quite a bit the last year or so, and I feel fresh and strong as I've been. So that was my aim, to get back fighting fit, and I feel like that. So I'm excited for the season to start.
Much could depend on how many of the Yorkshire squad are selected by England. Joe Root, the only absentee today, is almost certain to miss a large part of the county season. Johnny Bairstow could join him.
Yeah, but first and foremost, it's just to make sure I'm scoring runs for Yorkshire, make sure my game's in order, and hopefully if that is happening, then the rest is out of my hands.
We pride ourselves in our academy, lads coming through and performing well at first class level. We want to provide England players. It's not easy at times, 2 or 3 players away at a time on England calls. It's not easy, but it provides an opportunity for other players to come in.
Yorkshire's 150th anniversary season gets underway with the home game against Sussex a week today. Nothing would be more fitting than a 32nd county championship title. John Shires, ITV News, Headingley.
Cricket. The sun out, Yorkshire take to the field. Wish it had rained. First out, Adam Lythe, as runs came painfully slowly against a fired-up Sussex attack in the morning session. Jakes left early too, as did captain Andrew Gale. Unlucky this, a leg glance. No batsman likes to go this way. It got worse, with more overs than runs on the board at one stage. The 4th wicket goes. Lees caught by Brown. The bowler is Jordan. But at least there was Johnny Bairstow, one of only 3 players who managed double figures. He provided our pre-lunch highlight. This 4 gave us the first boundary of the whole day. Next ball, another. But in truth, not Yorkshire's day at all. Skittled out, wait for this, 96. So, not good on or off the field for Yorkshire. Let's hope we can give Sussex a hard time now.
Well, not really. They're 104 for 3. Bad light stop play at the end. 8 runs.
Yorkshire's first innings of 96. Ed Joyce and Ben Brown. She had a 6-wicket stand of 120. Joyce hit 16 boundaries. He is one of them, but he fell 8 short of a century. Brown top scored with 93 from 106 balls. He was dismissed by Jack Brooks, who ended on 4 for 76. In reply, Yorkshire lost opener Alex Lees for just 4, as the hosts trailed 233 going into day 3.
Just bring you up to speed with the other County Championship Division 1 match. This is at Durham, and they were devastating 2-over spell at one stage just after lunch. Tim Bresnan taking a couple. He took Will Smith, who went for 42. Ben Stokes in the same over. He'd gone for 2. And then the following over, Patterson took the wicket of Dale Benkenstein. He's out for 40. They're currently 100 for 5. 2 wickets fell in the morning session. Tim Bresnan clean bowled. Keaton Jennings out for a golden duck. And Ryan Sidebottom among the wickets. The former England bowler had Mark Stoneman caught by Liam Plunkett, who's returning to his old club.
Tim Bresnan soon set about the Durham batting order. He took 4 wickets in total, including this one. Ben Stokes caught behind by Johnny Bairstow. So a fine start from Yorkshire, eventually bowling Durham out for 237.
Taken from a great distance so you couldn't see it, but Yorkshire have got off to a shaky start themselves with the bat. They close on 57 for 3, but Joe Root is still there, unbeaten on 30.
OK, on to cricket now, and Yorkshire have beaten Durham at the Riverside today. They needed 336 for victory and ended on 339 for 6 on day 4 of their county championship match. Joe Root helping the Tykes to victory with an impressive knock of 182.
Chesney Hughes resumes on 171 not out on day 2 at Headingley. Hughes and Wayne Madsen shared a partnership of 258, which was 1 run short of equalling the record for the second wicket in Yorkshire first-class matches. Joe Root, who was named the England Lions captain for their tour match against New Zealand, caught opener Billy Godman for 2. Hughes completed his first championship century in nearly 2 years before reaching a career-best score of 171. More good news for England at Headingley, where Joe Root and Johnny Bairstow starred for Yorkshire against Derbyshire. Root hit a career-best 236 and Bairstow added 186 as Yorkshire reached 597 for 5. Root will captain the England Lions against New Zealand at Grace Road next week, and he's in good touch. He scored 182 against Durham in his last game and reached 3 figures today before lunch. The only blot on his copybook was a mix-up that saw Yorkshire lose their first wicket of the day. Phil Jackson out by Wayne Madsen. Andrew Gale quickly followed. Yorkshire 246 for 3 at this stage. But from then on, Root and Bairstow dominated, Root bringing up his double 100 off 308 balls in a 6-hour stay at the crease. He shared a 4th wicket stand of 231 with Bairstow, who brought up his century with this boundary. Root eventually went for 236, Yorkshire closing with a 122-run lead with 5 first innings wickets in hand. A draw, the likely outcome, though, with just 1 day's play left in the match.
Yorkshire pulled off a stunning victory in the sun at Headingley to make it back-to-back county championship wins.
And we haven't heard the end of this all day, what with
Certainly.
you and
Fantastic,
Paul.
unbelievable.
After declaring on a whopping 677 for 7, a lead over Derbyshire of 202 runs, they then bowled out the visitors for 163 to win by an innings and 39 runs. Jack Brooks got 5 for 40. Yorkshire pick up 21 points from the match. A pretty amazing result.
It was indeed. Well done, Jack Brooks.
Toss and choosing to bat, Yorkshire slipped to 75 for 4. But Balance and Rashid led the recovery to 332 for 5 at the close. So Yorkshire's day began poorly. Adam Lyth out to the 4th ball of the morning. And Somerset's bowlers continued to dominate the morning session. Phil Jakes, the 4th wicket to fall with 75 on the board. Balance batted Yorkshire back into the game then. This one of 12 boundaries in his innings. But he was given excellent support by Rashid, their 5th wicket partnership with 207. And this was the moment when Balance reached 3 figures in his 3-hour stay at the crease. And he eventually fell for 107, trapped in front by Steve Kirby. But Rashid is still there. He'll resume in the morning, unbeaten on 120.
After winning the toss and electing to bowl, Yorkshire dismissed the county champions for 128. Liam Plunkett returning figures of 5 for 32. Well, play didn't start until 2:30. Warwickshire soon in trouble. Darren Maddy, 3rd man out with just 42 on the board. Jim Troughton was the only batsman to offer any real resistance, finishing unbeaten on 65. But wickets continued to fall all around him. Chris Wokes dismissed here to leave the score on 55 for 5. Tom Milnes was one of 3 wickets for Stephen Patterson. And it was Plunkett who wrapped up the innings to record his best figures of the season to date. Yorkshire then batted out 5 overs before stumps, closing on 11 without loss.
Yorkshire closed on 318 for 7. That's a lead of 190 with 3 wickets in hand going into day 3. Adam Lyth and Joe Sayers gave the innings a solid start this morning with a first wicket stand of 77.
Jitan Patel was the pick of the Warwickshire attack. Andrew Gale, one of his 3 victims. Gary Ballance continued his good start to the season, reaching 50 for the 5th time this season. And Adil Rashid has also passed 50, and he'll resume in the morning unbeaten on 68.
OK, let's have a look at some cricket now. Great news, let me just say this very slowly. Yorkshire top of the county championship. Warwickshire bowled all out in their second innings for 140. Patterson took 3 for 19. Yorkshire won that by an innings and 139 runs. And Rashid, of course, made 110 in the Yorkshire first innings. Fantastic news for Yorkshire. Well done to them.
Adam Lythe's century helped the visitors to 341 for 5. Joe Sayers was first to go this morning. Marcus Trescothick with a catch at second slip. Phil Jakes was the second wicket to fall. Jamal Hussain, the successful bowler. Now, Lythe spent 3.5 hours at the crease. He brought up his first century of the season with 1 of 15 boundaries. He finally went for 105. Hussain with his second wicket of the innings. Andrew Gale gave valuable support. This one of 8 fours in his 75. And Adil Rashid was also in good touch, and he'll resume in the morning, needing 3 more for a half-century.
Obviously, after having the first day washed out, which was very disappointing, to then, see some blue sky and be able to have a hit and post a score, 340 for 5, I think is fantastic. I thought Adam Lythe was outstanding at the top. Look, got good contributions all the way through, and Andrew Hodden and Adil Rashid, I thought batted with real purpose there towards the end of the day.
In the county championship, Yorkshire remain on top in their game against Somerset at Taunton. Yorkshire declared on 450 for 5 this morning once Adil Rashid had reached his 3 figures, and in reply Somerset closed on 232 for 6 in their first innings. Well, Rashid brought up his 4th century of the season with 1 of 14 boundaries, allowing Yorkshire to declare with maximum batting points. The visitors were soon in the wickets at Taunton. Aris Appiah and Lewis Gregory both trapped leg before by Steve Patterson. Marcus Trescothick has been having a bit of a lean time of late by his own high standards, but looked well on his way to a first century of the season. Got to 74 and then became the 3rd Somerset batsman to fall LBW, this time to Rich Pyra, who seemed to quite enjoy dismissing the former England opener. After his century yesterday, Adam Lythe was introduced into the attack, responded with the 2 wickets in 3 balls. The smart caught and bowled, and Somerset closed 68 runs short of the follow-on target. Much will depend on James Hildreth, who will resume in the morning unbeaten on 76.
I think we'll be quite happy with the display. I think we've got the, like I said, we've got the runs on the board, we've got the wickets, we bowled very well. But obviously the wickets, it's a good bang wicket. But hopefully, if our seamers and myself, we can come tomorrow and we can wrap it up.
I was going to say, just casting an eye ahead to tomorrow, how do you see it going?
Well, we need 4 wickets, ideally before they follow on. So hopefully we can get them fairly cheaply. But we've got to stick to our processes. We've got to ball in the right areas, and hopefully we'll get rewards.
Results in Division 1, where James Hildreth's century ensured Somerset's game against Yorkshire ended in a rain-affected draw. Somerset started the day 69 runs short of the follow-on, and Hildreth quickly set about reaching the target. Now, this was the moment where he reached his first championship century of the season. His innings helping Somerset avoid the follow-on and effectively ensure the match was going to be a draw. Joe Sayers will want to see the back of his former colleague Steve Kirby, though. He dismissed him twice in the match, each time caught by Marcus Trescothick for 1. But Adam Lythe ensured there would be no further alarms following up his first innings century with an unbeaten 57 second time round. Somerset collects 7 points, Yorkshire 11.